Welcome to Larp Academia. Today we are going to talk about playing Amtgard, or more importantly, how you can play Amtgard. Now there are a different variety of ways in how you can choose to spend your time in Amtgard. The most common way is through battle games. These battle games are scenarios that could be as simple as King of the Hill, Mutual Annihilation, or whatever strange concoction you think of. These battle games have their own separate rules that a person can put into play, and at one point we may cover more specifically how to create and make a battle game. But as for now, that is the most common thing that people play in Amtgard. Now, quests are the next evolution of battle games. Quests generally have a narrative going on, or an overall story that is trying to be told by the person who designs the quest. In a quest, you will more than likely have NPCs, or non-player characters. This is where you will most likely encounter monsters, or you will encounter monsters of extreme strength. You could have a monster that is powerful enough to take on 10 players, and it creates a massive challenge to where everyone must work together and coordinate what to do. In quests, you also will be breaking up into more teams than just 2 teams. Generally in a battle game, you'll only have 2 teams, one side versus the other. Sometimes 3, but that creates this sort of stalemate. In a quest, you might have 5, 10, 15 teams. It might be teams of 3 people, it might be teams of 5, it might be 2 teams, it might be 3 or more. You never know. In quests, you will also have roleplay. Now, you don't always have to roleplay in Amtgard, and you don't even need to always roleplay in quests, but in quests, roleplay is more encouraged than normally. Quests are what you would normally think of when you see a LARP. These quests will have monsters, goals, interactions, possibly puzzles, everything else. And you get to play your class and enjoy the game to its fullest extent, especially if it's a very well done quest. But what if you don't want to quest or play any classes, or you just want to go and hit people with sticks? Well, there is a separate event that everyone does called ditching. This is where you have 2 sides line up. You have only melee weapons, and you fight until you're dead. Once you die, you wait until an entire side is completely wiped out or killed, and then you do it all over again. But what if you don't want ditching? What if you really want to test your skill? What if you want to prove that you are a better swordsman or spearman or whatever else than other people? Well, that is where Amtgard has tournaments, and they give you recognition for your prowess with a sword, spear, or whatever else. But what if you don't want to fight? What if you don't want to deal with classes getting hit or anything else, even by very light weapons? Well, there are other things you can do as well. You can be a reeve. Now, these are essentially referees of the game. They go about trying to keep the game going, trying to make sure everyone understands what the rules are, because sometimes people don't remember what they can do. There are a lot of abilities. And you also can try to make sure that you keep order. If someone has a dispute of, hey, you hit me, or hey, you didn't, you can clear it up, or you can try to separate them and go with the normal ways of shot etiquette, like we talked about in our last video. Now, the next thing that you can do is be a color. Normally, when you take a credit to level up your class, people will put assassin, monster, wizard, or whatever class that they want to gain a credit in. But color is a separate subsection of what you can put credits in. Now, it doesn't mean that you're going to gain any ability. It just shows that you're there in order to give accurate information of who is at the park, if it can actually help your park by increasing the numbers, and it gives people an idea of who is really coming and what they are bringing to the game. And also the fact that you did not play a class or did not participate in any battle games, but did something else. Colors are there to enhance the field. They are there to bring different things. Now, these different things can vary from activity to activity. You could have some colors on the sidelines who are working out how to make the next event work. You could have some colors who are designing and making new battle games and quests. You could have some colors who are actively crafting new materials in order to play the game. And that's really the best part of Amtgard, is that you are able to play however you want. If you want to play on the field as an assassin, you can. If you don't want to play as a class, you can show your prowess in a tournament or fight on the ditch field. If you don't want to do any of that, you can reeve and try and help everyone else play the game. But if you don't want to read or learn the rules, you can try and help run things. You can try and help teach new people about the game who are coming. Amtgard is for everyone, and you can do literally whatever you want in Amtgard. If you want to learn more about Amtgard, just check our blog below, which has more about Amtgard and other LARPs. And if you want to stay informed about Amtgard and other LARPs, don't forget to like, hit that subscribe button, and ding that notification bell.